Zara Coleman walks into the office a few minutes before 9. The glass walls shine under the lights. Posters about diversity and respect hang on the walls, bright and cheerful, but they feel empty to her. She keeps her shoulders straight and her head down, like she always does. Her hands are covered in fresh henna. The designs are dark and detailed, still new. She got them the night before at her cousin's engagement. Her aunt held her hands and laughed. Her cousins danced around her. For a few hours, Zara felt light. She didn't think about work. She didn't think about rules. Now she feels the stares. People stop talking when she passes. Someone whispers. Another person looks twice. A coworker near the coffee machine laughs quietly and says, "Is Halloween early this year?" A few people smile. No one says anything to stop it. Zara sits at her desk and opens her laptop. Her chest feels tight. She tells herself to focus. She is good at her job. She always is. During the morning briefing, her manager Evan Brooks stands at the front of the room. He talks about deadlines and clients. Then his eyes move to Zara's hands. "Let's keep things client-appropriate today," he says, smiling slightly. His eyes stay on her hands a second longer than needed. Zara feels heat rush to her face. In the team meeting, she folds her hands under the table. She presses them together, hoping no one can see the henna. Her phone buzzes. Slack messages light up on her screen. Laughing emojis. A screenshot of her hands. A private joke she was never meant to read. Someone across the table asks, not even quietly, "Is that religious? Will it fade before the board visit?" Zara opens her mouth, then closes it. She swallows. She nods slightly. She says nothing. Silence is easier. Silence has always kept her safe. Around noon, HR sends out an email. A guest speaker is coming in the afternoon. A famous corporate ethics consultant. Everyone straightens up. Everyone suddenly looks busy. When the guest arrives, Zara is told to escort them. Not because she is important, because she is free. The guest looks at Zara's hands the moment they meet. They stop walking. They don't smile or frown. They look closely, carefully. Then, in a calm voice in front of everyone, they say, "I'd like to meet her privately before the session." The hallway goes quiet. Zara freezes. Every person who laughed, who whispered, who stared, is now looking at her. Zara's life has always been about balance. Not the kind people talk about proudly, but the quiet kind that keeps you safe. She was born in Baltimore to Nigerian parents who came to America with hope and fear in equal measure. From a young age, she learned how to make herself smaller. Speak clearly. Soften her accent. Smile even when she felt uncomfortable. Don't draw attention. Don't make it harder. Her mother believed survival meant blending in. "People don't like what they don't understand," she used to say. Her father believed something different. He believed that if Zara was excellent, perfect, even no one could touch her. So Zara studied harder than everyone else. She followed rules closely. She learned how to fit into rooms that were never built for her. Henna was never an act of rebellion for Zara. It was family. It was home. It was sitting on the floor with her cousins while aunties talked and laughed. It was memory pressed gently into her skin. She never wore it to make a point. She wore it because it made her feel connected to something real. At work, Zara does everything right. She arrives early. She stays late. She catches mistakes others miss. Her compliance reports are detailed and clean. When problems are avoided, no one notices. When things go smoothly, her manager Evan presents the work as his own. Zara has been passed over for promotion twice. Each time, she was told to be patient and keep doing what you're doing. HR talks a lot about inclusion. They send emails. They put posters on the walls. But when jokes are made, when comments sting, when lines are crossed, no one steps in. Zara has learned that protection is something other people get. She isn't angry anymore. Anger takes too much energy. She is tired. Deeply tired. Silence has become her shield. If she doesn't speak, she can't be misunderstood. If she doesn't react, she can't be labeled difficult. The henna on her hands wasn't meant to say anything. She never thought it would turn into a problem. She didn't expect to feel ashamed walking into the office. That morning, before leaving for work, her mother called. Her voice was gentle but worried. "You know how these offices are," she said. "Don't give them a reason." Zara stood in her bathroom afterward, staring at her hands. She turned on the water. She rubbed at the designs lightly. For a moment, she thought about scrubbing harder, about erasing it, about making things easier. But she stopped. This conference matters. Everyone knows it. Promotions are rumored. Big people are watching. One wrong impression could change everything she has worked for. And now, a guest speaker wants to see her. Zara's heart beats faster. She doesn't know if this moment will break her, or finally let her be seen. The guest speaker is revealed to be Dr. Naomi Reed, a former federal ethics investigator, who now works as a top corporate consultant. Zara recognizes the name immediately. Everyone in compliance knows who Naomi Reed is. She has shut down powerful companies. She has testified in courtrooms. People like her don't notice people like Zara. They sit in a small meeting room with the door closed. The space feels too quiet. Zara keeps her hands folded in her lap. Naomi looks at Zara's hands, but not the way others did. There is no judgment in her eyes. No discomfort. She leans forward slightly, studying the designs. This style is West African, Naomi says calmly. Yoruba-inspired, with modern line work. Zara looks up, surprised. Yes, she says softly. My grandmother used to do similar patterns, Naomi continues. They carry stories. They're not just decoration. Zara feels something loosen in her chest. No one at work has ever spoken to her like this. Naomi then tells her a story. Years ago, she investigated a large corporation accused of hiding serious compliance violations. The case almost failed. Records were missing. Reports were altered. Then one woman came forward quietly. She worked in compliance. She didn't want attention. She only wanted the truth documented. She was Nigerian American, Naomi says. She wore henna like this. I remember because everyone underestimated her. Zara listens, completely still. That woman changed everything, Naomi adds. She helped expose years of fraud. There is a pause. Naomi looks directly at Zara. What department do you work in? Compliance, Zara answers. Naomi's expression shifts. Her voice becomes sharper, more focused. Have you ever raised concerns internally? Zara's heart starts to race. She thinks about the reports she has reviewed, the numbers that didn't add up, the emails that went unanswered. She opens her mouth. No, she says finally. But her face betrays her. Her eyes drop. Her shoulders tense. Naomi notices. She doesn't push. She simply nods. Thank you for being honest, she says. When the meeting ends, Naomi makes a request. Zara is to sit in on the ethics roundtable that afternoon. Outside the room, Evan is waiting. His smile is tight. His jaw stiffens when he hears Naomi's request. HR members exchange quick looks. Someone whispers. Schedules are suddenly rearranged. Zara returns to her desk, her hands shaking slightly. People look at her differently now. Not with mockery, with caution. She is no longer invisible, and that scares her more than anything else. Evan pulls Zara aside near the copy room. His voice is low, calm on the surface, but tight underneath. Don't misinterpret attention, he says. These consultants like to make examples out of people. It doesn't mean anything. Zara nods. She knows this tone. It sounds like advice, but it feels like a warning. Back at her desk, everything feels different. The jokes are gone. No more laughing emojis. No more whispers. Instead, her co-workers are suddenly polite. Too polite. They smile without warmth. They ask work questions they already know the answers to. The air feels stiff, like everyone is holding their breath. Zara tries to focus, but her mind keeps drifting. She knows things. She has always known things. Reports that were changed at the last minute. Numbers that didn't match earlier versions. Red flags that were quietly ignored. Each time she asked a question, she was told to stay in her lane. Each time, she did. Now she wonders what would happen if she didn't. That evening, she calls her mother. She doesn't give details, but she tells her enough. Her mother listens quietly, then speaks with fear she knows too well. Please be careful, she says. You work too hard for this job. Don't put a target on your back. Zara closes her eyes. She hears the old truth in her mother's voice. The truth that kept their family safe. We don't survive by being loud, her mother says softly. The next day, the ethics roundtable begins. Dr. Naomi Reed sits at the head of the table. Her questions are calm but sharp. She asks about procedures, about oversight, about internal reviews. Evan answers quickly. Too quickly. He smiles. He redirects. Zara notices how often he avoids specifics. The room grows tense. People shift in their seats. Naomi turns to Zara. Could you help clarify that process? She asks. Zara's heart pounds. She answers carefully. Honestly. Later, Naomi asks for supporting documents. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just matter of fact. Zara is asked to provide them. After the meeting, HR pulls Zara aside. They remind her about confidentiality, about loyalty, about being careful with information. Their words are soft, but the message is clear. Soon after, the isolation settles in. No one invites her to lunch. Conversations stop when she approaches. Emails become short and formal. She eats alone, staring at her phone without reading anything. Fear creeps in. Real fear. She imagines losing her job, disappointing her parents, starting over. But alongside the fear, something else grows. Clarity. She sees the patterns clearly now. Who is protected? Who is used? Who is silenced? She understands that staying quiet has never truly kept her safe. For the first time, Zara realizes she is already standing in the light. And there is no going back. Naomi requests an unscheduled closing session just before the conference is supposed to end. The room fills again, slower this time. People sense something is coming. Conversations are quiet. No one jokes. Zara sits near the back, her heart pounding. She tells herself to breathe. This was not the plan. She did not ask for this. Naomi stands and looks around the room. Her voice is calm, but firm. Before we close, she says, there are issues that need to be addressed. She turns slightly. Zara, could you come forward? For a moment, Zara doesn't move. She feels every eye on her. Evan's chair scrapes loudly against the floor. He shifts, his face pale. Zara stands and walks to the front. Her hands shake, but she keeps them at her sides. She does not hide them. Naomi nods at her. Please begin. Zara opens her folder. Her voice is soft but steady. She does not accuse. She does not raise her voice. She simply explains. She shows reports from different months. She points out changes, dates, versions that don't match. These numbers were adjusted after review, she says quietly. These findings were removed before submission. The room is silent except for the sound of pages turning. Naomi steps in, confirming details. She presents her own findings, independent reviews, external data that matches Zara's concerns. The truth takes shape slowly, clearly. Evan speaks up, trying to explain. His words tangle. His confidence cracks. Naomi asks one simple question after another. Finally, it becomes clear. This was not carelessness. The reports were altered on purpose. Red flags were hidden. Compliance failures were buried. HR looks down. They knew. They were warned. They chose not to act. Zara realizes something painful and clear. She was placed where blame could land if things went wrong. Quiet. Reliable. Invisible. A shield. Naomi turns to the room. Her voice carries. You laughed at what you didn't understand, she says. You dismissed culture. You dismissed competence. She pauses, then adds, all while sitting next to integrity. No one speaks. Zara stands there, her hands in full view. The henna is dark against her skin. For the first time, she does not feel small. The silence is heavy, but it is honest. And in that moment, everything changes. Internal investigation launched. The words move through the office quickly, carried in emails and quiet conversations. Evan is placed on leave the same day. His name disappears from meeting invites. His office door stays closed. HR leadership is reshuffled. New faces appear in long meetings. The tone of the company changes, careful and controlled. Zara watches all of this from her desk. She feels relief, but it is mixed with exhaustion. She did not imagine things would move so fast. She did not imagine how heavy the truth would feel once it was out. HR calls her in. They talk about protection, about policies, about support. They tell her she has options now. She can stay in her role. She can move teams. She can take time. Later, Naomi meets with her privately. She speaks kindly without pressure. She offers mentorship, guidance. A path forward in a world that can be harsh to people who speak up. Zara listens carefully. She is grateful. But she also knows something has changed inside her. She thanks Naomi and accepts the mentorship. What she does not accept is silence. She is clear about that. For the first time, Zara feels she is choosing, not just surviving. That evening, she calls her mother. Her voice is steady. She doesn't argue. She doesn't blame. She simply tells the truth. About the pressure. About the fear. About how small she has felt for so long. Her mother is quiet for a long time. Then she speaks, softer than before. She admits she was afraid. Afraid of losing what they worked so hard to build. Afraid of attention. I just wanted you safe, her mother says. I know, Zara replies. But I need to be whole too. There is a pause. Then her mother listens. Really listens. Not to reply, not to warn, but to understand. In the weeks that follow, Zara is offered a role on a new compliance task force. It is not framed as a reward. It comes with long hours and heavy responsibility. Oversight. Accountability. Real work that matters. Zara accepts. She walks into meetings differently now. Not louder. Not aggressive. Just present. She speaks when needed. She documents everything. She no longer shrinks. She understands that empowerment is not applause or praise. It is standing in your truth and staying there. Zara does exactly that. Weeks later, Zara attends another family event. The house is full of voices, laughter, and the smell of food. Her cousins sit around her, holding her hands as fresh henna is applied. The designs are darker this time. Bolder. Zara watches the patterns form on her skin and feels calm. This time, she does not worry about Monday morning. When she goes back to work, she walks through the glass doors the same way she always has, quietly, neatly dressed, focused. Her hands are visible. No one stares. No one jokes. No one asks questions. They don't need to. Zara settles into her desk and opens her laptop. The office feels different now. Not warmer. Not kinder. Just clearer. She knows where she stands. Later that day, she goes into the bathroom and turns on the sink. The water runs over her hands, warm and steady. She watches the henna closely, half expecting it to fade, to wash away like it almost did before. It doesn't. The lines stay sharp. The color holds. Zara looks at her reflection in the mirror. She looks the same as before. Same posture. Same soft expression. But something inside her feels solid now. Rooted. She realizes she didn't change herself to be accepted. She didn't raise her voice or harden her heart. She didn't become someone else. She simply stayed. She turns off the water, dries her hands, and walks back into the office. She didn't become louder. She just stopped disappearing. Hi besties, White Heart, thank you so much for watching till the end. If this story touched you, please like, comment, and subscribe for more. Your support means everything. See you next time. Dizzy.